So hello guys, welcome. In today's video we'll see how to test portable framo pump. So let's start. So guys, there are two PDF about the portable framo pump which tells us about the operation, storage and other information regarding the operation. So the link for these two I'll be attaching in the description box. You can download them. So in this video I'll be using these PDFs to show you about the regulations or requirement about the portable framo pump. Now before talking about the portable framo pump, I would like to show you that these are the two portable framo pumps which are commonly found on ships. Out of these two, this is the most found portable framo pump. The name is TK80. This is most commonly found on ships. The only difference between these two is the capacity. TK150 is having higher capacity as compared to TK80. The rest all operating and testing procedure both are same. So in this video we'll talk about this one. This portable framo pumps is used in case our fixed or designated car pumps fail. The one which you are seeing on the screen, this is the designated framo pump. If it fails, then we can use this portable framo pump to discharge the cargo inside the tank. So this is the portable framo pump which is kept in 4-peak store and it is stored on the cradles in this form. So it is being spread over. So now let us read in the PDF what does the PDF says about storing of this portable framo pump. Now about the storage, so it is a requirement that if you are keeping your hose in a circular form, this hydraulic hose in a circular form, the minimum bending radius should not be less than 500 mm for TK80, the one which we are having on board, the smaller one. If you are having the bigger pump, TK150, then the minimum bending radius is 650 mm. And one more important thing is that it is especially important the hose are not hanging or laying over sharp edges or sharp object that is placed upon them. So no sharp object shall be placed upon them, or they should not have a sharp bend. They should be in a circular, the hose shall be kept in a circular form. The other way to keep this hydraulic hose is this one. This is the other way how you can keep. So instead of keeping in a loop form, you can store this way. Now beside the portable pump, we'll have a framo box, and inside the box we'll have a spare items or loose items which are required for portable pump, like high pressure, low pressure connections, tripod and any other such things. So let us see what is inside this box. So inside this box we have a tripod which is for portable pump, and we'll have a small wooden box. Inside this box we'll have high pressure and low pressure connections which are to be connected on the hydraulic line, and to which we'll connect this hydraulic hose, which we'll see in later part of video. So now let us just keep it back. Now this is another connection which is to be connected on the discharge end of the portable pump. So this side, so this will be connected on the discharge end, and that will be connected to the cargo hose. So this is about it. So now this was the introduction part of portable framo pump. Now we'll see its operational part. Now to try out the portable framo pump, we need to do some connections in the hydraulic line. And before doing those connections, we have to come in CCR and make sure that on cargo framo panel, the system pressure is 0 and there is no power pack running. Once we have ensured that the system pressure is 0, now we'll start doing our hydraulic hose connection. So now we'll come back on deck and we'll see what all connections we need to do to try out the portable framo pump. These two which you are seeing over here, these two black hoses are hydraulic hoses for portable framo pump which were kept in 4-peak store. We have taken them out. Now here we are seeing that we are opening the connections for hydraulic line. These two are hydraulic line, one is inlet, one is outlet. So we are opening these connections. So this is the requirement that nearby each cargo tank we must have the connections to connect hydraulic hoses of portable framo pump. So we are going to open that now. So once we open the flanges, as you can see, there is a lot of hydraulic oil which is coming out even though the wall is closed. So I would suggest you to better keep lot of rags and a bucket to collect that hydraulic oil. Thereafter we'll take out the high pressure and low pressure connections from the portable framo spare box, and we'll connect both of these connections one by one on one on inlet line and one on outlet line. These connections are connected by 4 bolts each on the inlet and outlet line. So you can see over here we have now connected both inlet connection and also the outlet connection. Now here I would like to give one small tip that the inlet connection over here, you can see over here, this connection is not fully rounded. One side of it is having a cut. You can see from the front side, this cut is there to allow the valve to move freely. You can see that is why this cut is there on the inlet connection. As compared to the outlet connection, you can see over here, this outlet line connection, this is fully rounded and it is not having any cut. This is just a small tip. Now after connecting the high pressure and low pressure connection at inlet and outlet line, we'll connect these hydraulic hoses on those connections. So that was for inlet line, and this connection over here which I'm holding now, this is for outlet line. So one key or one important point I want to tell about this connections is that first we have to connect the return line. First we have to connect this hoses on return line, otherwise we will not be able to connect. So you can see in the video we're trying to connect now inlet, which is wrong. We have to first connect the return line. So this over here you can see we have done the connection for inlet and return line. Now we'll go to catwalk and we'll connect our connections for hydraulic hose into the control valve, the one which I'm holding now. This is the control valve. So in control valve also we have to first connect the return line. You can see over here now I have connected the return line first, return line hydraulic hose. Now I'll connect the inlet line hydraulic hose. So this is how we have to do the connections. All the time first we have to connect the return line first. So now after doing all the necessary connections, we'll inspect this portable framo pump for cofferdam leak. So as you can see over here, there is a cofferdam plug which needs to be opened and inspected in this type of portable framo pump. Now there is another type where 𝗳𝗍𝗁𝗪. In this type of portable framo pump, it is called as impeller nut. So instead of cofferdam plug, it is called as impeller nut, and which is at the bottom. So you have to tilt the pump and you have to inspect this, open this and then inspect this. So as on board we are having 𝗳𝗍𝗁𝗪 portable framo pump. The cofferdam plug is outside. So we'll open this cofferdam plug and we'll inspect for any dust or dirt or any kind of oil leakage inside this, and we'll inspect that whether it is clean or not. So let me show you by a close look. So now we have seen that visually that the space is clear. So now we'll box it back and we'll continue with our testing. So now for testing this portable framo pump, we'll fill a half drum with fresh water. So this is a requirement from the framo or from the maker itself that we must test this portable framo pump with fresh water and not with seawater. You can pause the video and you can read the instructions above. Now we can also fill a cargo tank with fresh water, but there are two problems with it. First is that it is very time consuming. Secondly, a lot of fresh water would be required to fill up a cargo tank. So that's why as a best practice, normally we fill half a drum with fresh water and we test our portable framo pump. Now at the discharge end of this portable framo pump, we'll have a blind flange which will have pressure gauge fitted on it. But on my ship, I do not have that pressure gauge. So this is the discharge, and this over here, the one which I'm holding, that's the blind flange on which we must have a pressure gauge. The pressure gauge is fitted over here, and when we test the portable framo pump, we'll see the pressure in it. But on my ship I do not have this pressure gauge. My blind flange is blank. So as you can see on the screen, something like this might be there on your ship, where on the blind flange you might have a pressure gauge fitted on your ship. So to try out this portable framo pump, we'll put this in half cut drum and we'll start the pump. But now there is one wrong practice which normally people follow, is that either they won't secure the portable framo pump or they will secure it with some railing or something other, which is a wrong practice. If on your ship you are provided with tripod system, then you must connect that tripod. As you can see over here, I have connected that tripod system with my framo pump. This must be connected. Only after that you can try out your portable framo pump. That's the right practice to follow. So now we'll go back in CCR and we'll start one power pack. To try out this portable pump, we only need one power pack. So we'll keep it on minimum pressure also. We'll keep it on 100 bar. Now we'll go back on deck. This is the control valve through which we will control the pressure for pump. Those are two hoses, inlet and outlet hoses of hydraulic, which we connected earlier. This is the pressure gauge through which we can see on what pressure we are running the portable pump. Now once everything is checked, everything is rightly corrected, we'll try out the pump. We'll slowly increase the flow of the pump. And now once we have started the pump, we'll check whether our pump is discharging fresh water or not. So as you can see over here, the pump is discharging fresh water. Now here also in the test you can see that tripod is connected to the pump. So this is the right way to do the test. Now we'll slowly increase the pressure, and now you can see it is discharging at a good rate. So that's it. Now we'll secure this discharge with this blind flange, and as I've told earlier that we do not have any pressure gauge on the blind flange. So what we will do is we'll start the pump and we'll keep the pump running around 70 to 80 bar for 15 minutes with this discharge shut. So now this is leaking a little bit because this is not connected properly. So we'll keep this pump running for 15 minutes at 70 to 80 bar, and this is how the test will continue. So now let me show you from where do we lower this pump inside a cargo tank. So this over here is a 1 port Butterworth. So this is there on each tank. For example, if you will see there, that is one starboard Butterworth. So for each tank we'll have this Butterworth. So normally we would lower this portable pump from here. We will bring our tripod system over here, and then we will lower our portable pump from this Butterworth. So now let me take you to the cargo tank area, where I will show you where do the discharge hose of the pump is connected. So on each cargo tank we have 2 or 3 Butterworths. If the cargo tank is big, we might have 3 Butterworth. If the cargo tank is small, we will have 2 Butterworths. So on this tank we have 2 Butterworth. So if required, we can lower that portable pump from here also, from this aft Butterworth. So this is the pump stack area from where in normal condition the cargo would go. This is the drop line, and that over there, this is the discharge line which is going towards the manifold. So the discharge of that portable pump will connect over here. Those discharge valve will keep it shut, and this drop valve will keep it shut, and will start our portable pump, and the cargo will go through the discharge line. So this is how we test the portable pump, and that's how we use the pump in case of an emergency.